Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Dia Ayu Syabana. In this video, me and my friend Rahna Usnaini will explain about inference. Inference is an action or a process that comes from logical conclusions from premises that are known or assumed to be true. The conclusions drawn are also referred to as idiomatic. Valid laws of inference are studied in the field of logic. Broadly speaking, inference studies are in the branch of pragmatics, which including macrolinguistics. Inference is a form of drawing conclusions that dwells through context. So, essentially, inference refers to conclusions that make sense. Inference occurs when the process that must be done by the listeners or readers to understand meanings that are not literally found in discourse expressed by the speaker or writer. Listeners or readers are required to able to understand the information of the speaker or writers. Types of inference. One is deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is a process in which common premises are used to generate a specific inference. Two is induction reasoning. Inductive reasoning using a number of facts predetermined or premises for draw general conclusion. 3 is analogous reasoning. Analogous reasoning is a type verbalization of the internal learning process. Inference is basically classified into two. One is immediate inference, namely the process of continuing from one premise to a conclusion directly. Two is inference mediation, the process of making conclusions from two or more logically related premises.
Okay, I'm Rahna Usnaini. I will explain about the material is the point C, the technique of inference. We all have to take this standardized test where you are presented with a large passage of text and must work your way through the multiple quiz problems that follow. Most of the time, you will get questions asking you to find the main idea, determine the outdoors purpose, understand vocabulary in context. Okay, figure out the outdoors tone and the topic at hand, make inference. Then practice your new skill with the inference practice problems list below. The first, identify an inference question. First, you all need to determine whether or not you are actually being asked to make an inference on a reading test. The second, trust the passage. Now that you are certain you have an inference question on your hands, and you know exactly when an inference is, you will need to let go of your projects and pure knowledge and use the passage to prove that the inference you select is the correct one. The third, hunt for clues. The third step is to start hunting for clues, spotting details, vocabulary, characteristic, action, description, dialogue, and more. The proof and of the inference list below the question. 4. Narrow down the quiz. The last step to making a correct inference on a multiple quiz test is to narrow down the answer quiz. The last, practice to get really good at making inference. You will need to practice making your own inference first. To start with this free inference practice workouts. Okay, next point D, the example from inference. The first, Sally arrives home at 3 p.m. and learns that her mother will be home from work at 5 p.m. Sally also saw the lights in their house were off, Sally can calculate that her mother is not home yet. Second, John heard the smoke alarm in the house next door and smelled burnt meat. John can be concluded that is Nick Boers cooking its burnt scarred. And 3, Norman saw cooked crumbs on the floor and cooked chocolate around sin South's mouth. Norman could conclude that his son ate cake. 4, Julia works in a pet show and has 4 cats, a lizard, a dog, and rabbits. It can be concluded that Julia is a pet lover. And the last, a child tries a new fruit and may discuss face her mother could conclude that he did not like the taste of the fruit. Okay, I think enough. Sorry if many mistake. Thanks for attention. And the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.